Hello everybody and welcome to Whiskey Daddy Review number 10. We have finally made it to the double digits. Very proud of that. Glad to be here and I'm glad you're joining me. Now what I've decided to do is for every 10th review, we're going to do a mystery review. So I'm not actually going to post what we're reviewing on the description, okay? And I'm going to pull it out of the box and we're going to see what it is. I'm going to choose products that are not highly sought after, that people aren't really looking for a lot, that are kind of like maybe one-offers or something very, very old, something unique, fun, and that way I don't have to worry about somebody trying to search for it and then not being able to find it. So, what do we have in the box today? Pull the lid off unsuccessfully the first time. Second time's a charm. Now what is this? This weird looking bottle. This is a Duncan Taylor Glen Talkers. Alright, now Glen Talkers is a single malt distillery in Scotland. They typically use their Scotch single malt whiskey for a blend known as black and white. So if you've ever had the blend black and white, this is one of the principal single malt Scotch whiskeys in that blend. Okay? Glen Talkers. So now, Duncan Taylor is an independent bottler. So what they do is they go to Glen Talkers, they say, okay, we want this barrel, this barrel, this barrel. They buy it from them, okay? And then they bottle it and sell it, but they give homage to the company in which they bought it from. And they give good descriptions as to what they bought. Sometimes with independent bottlers, you can get some fantastic offerings. Sometimes not so good. This one happens to be one of the very, very good ones. And since it's a lesser known distillery, this was actually, even though it's an 18-year-old Scotch whiskey, was under $80. And it was given to me as a gift from my beautiful girlfriend, Beth Morgan, for Christmas. Alright, this was distilled in February of 1996. It was bottled on April of 2014, so this was bottled actually right at about 2 years ago. Coincidentally, Duncan Taylor, I believe, is now completely and utterly under the tutelage of Total Wine and More in the United States. So if you're in the United States, I think the only place you can get it now is through Total Wine and More, just to let you know. This is bottle number 113 out of 174. So the 174 bottles came out of this barrel. It does say that it was a, it just says aged in oak casks. And I can tell you from the taste of it, it's probably a bourbon cask. So chances are 174, that's probably all they could get from that particular barrel. They're a little smaller than the big hogsheads and stuff like that. Alcohol by volume on this one is 55.2%, so it's a big one. It's cask strength, and it is a single cask. So this is one cask, 18 years, cask strength. This is as genuine as you can get. So you have to do a very good job to have this whiskey turn out very good. There's no blending involved. You put the distillate in the barrel, you let it sit, you pull it out, boom. This is what we got. All right, anything else I can tell you here? And I'm not sure if Duncan Taylor is an English company or a Scottish company. I don't know for sure. But I do know they're an independent bottler. And this is a Scotch whiskey they have here. So, alright. I do know they were established in 1938, looks like. So, quite a while. Boom. I got some tasting notes here. I'm going to open those up. Beautiful sound. We're going to pour ourselves a little dram here. I've tasted this whiskey quite a bit, as you can see right there. So I know a little bit about it. I'm going to nose it first neat. And then we're going to add a little bit of water to it. First thing I noticed with this one is a bitter honey. Bitter honey. A light citrus vanilla. Beautiful, soft sawdust oak in the background. Fresh ginger. Not the pickled ginger, fresh ginger. A little bit of cedar. it's a beautiful oakiness in there. 18 years in the barrel, you expect some of that, but it's not overpowering. Could have been a second or third fill cask, who knows, but it's done a very good job. Coincidentally, if it's first fill, that's first fill after the bourbon has been in it. Second fill is after another Scotch whiskey has been in it. It's been rinsed out. So, all right, now we're going to taste it neat to start off with. Beautiful. It's a combination of sweet honey, oak. Oh wow! It's a tangy citrus, and there's a hint of cantaloupe up front, just at the very front part of it. And then the sweeter notes, they turn a little more bitter as the development starts to take place, and the finish is beautiful. It's a nice long finish. Let's see what I have in the notes here. The arrival, sweet honey, tangy citrus, hint of cantaloupe. The development, sweeter notes turn into a beautiful bitter as the toasted oak rushes in and a ginger spicy wave comes through. And then a little bit of kiwi and honeydew. I'm a little bit under the weather right now, so I'm not tasting as much as I did when I took these notes. I'm going to add a couple of drops of water and just see how things chase up. Now this is coincidentally 55.8%, I believe I said, or 55.2. Some whiskeys still don't need much water, even at that strength. This one can stand up to a good bit of water, so I'm actually going to put a full ml dropper into this little pour. Immediately more of the oakiness comes out. There's a little bit of a chocolate hint coming in there now. Marzipan, an almond nuttiness, still the honey, still the ginger. The arrival is much sweeter, and in the development you get this russet chocolate, old leather, old cellar. If you know what old cellar tastes like, you'll get the idea. And the finish is still long with ginger and spices. Maybe just I don't want to say cinnamon, but there's definitely a spice in there. I think it's maybe the ginger itself, that kind of a note coming through in the finish. It's very long, very lasting, silky, oaky. This is delicious stuff. Unusual stuff. If you happen to see a bottle of this on the shelves, do yourself a favor and pick it up. Okay. I got away from rating whiskeys a while back because I feel like it puts too much of a point on a whiskey, whereas a lot of it depends on the day you're tasting it or the conditions in which you're tasting under as to what points you would give it. But I did give this one a 92 when I tasted it. And this whiskey also stands up for a little bit of time in the glass too. 18 years took to age this thing. I would pour it, walk away for 15 minutes, and then come back to it. I said here that alcohol is a key factor in how good this spirit is. The craft presentation is a must. Not overly complex, but the form is fantastic. And I agree with that to this day. It's amazing how this whiskey transfers from the beginning to the middle to the end. It's a true experience, and it's hard to put into words. If you get a chance to have this bottle, try it out. All right, next time on Whiskey Day, we're going to be coming back to bourbon. We got a couple of really good bottles to bring you guys and a couple of surprises in there too. And I hope to see you here for Whiskey Day Review number 11. Until then, hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you later.